best thing to do, wait till the dust settles, and then tear down people who give opinions. It is April of 2017, NFL draft. We're back to the NFL draft. We like to mix it up every once in a while, but we're back at it. The Kansas City Chiefs just took Patrick Mahomes, and there's some people that had some thoughts about it. And with, as always, with the benefit of retrospective, we're gonna roast them for it. Butler, kick this one off.
Yeah, this draft was pretty wild. Quarterback class. We'll talk about that a little bit, but not a ton of great quarterback talent. But maybe Pat Mahomes. I don't know. Maybe he's solid. Maybe. This is too blessed to stress. Has a tweet here. I think Mahomes will be a complete bust, but I think he gets 15 to 25 starts and wins maybe 3 to 7 games, which I think is one. I just imagine when I first read this, I was trying doing the quick math. Okay, 25 starts, take the highest number, and then 3 wins. That would be 3 and 22. Yet they're still putting him out there. That seems pretty wild. I guess at that point they're like, okay, now we've had enough. Pat's not gonna work. But the Andy Reid, Pat Mahomes experiment seems to still be working, I think.
It does seem to be working. It does seem unlikely that they'd give him almost 2 full seasons with 3 wins. Does seem unlikely to me. But I would say Mahomes is getting more than 15 to 25 starts and has definitely won more than 3 to 7 games. I think that's confident.
Yeah, I think maybe like 22 and 3. Might have had those numbers flipped around. He might have been on
maybe he just got confused.
Yeah.
Maybe he just got confused. We don't know. Next up, we have a reaction to a guy who was super excited about Mahomes. So he's obviously not the problem here. We wouldn't talk about him. It's the next guy. You know why I wanted to talk about this next guy? Because he's trying to steal our gig. Do you see what he's trying to do?
Yeah.
I took a screenshot of this tweet so when Mahomes is a career backup or another bust, I can bring it back up. James, no. That's our job.
Also, real quick, James hasn't learned the trick of you have to wait longer than to say that. You don't put your opinion out there right away. I mean,
you wait 5 years.
You got to at least wait a few years. I think after 5 years, if we say Patrick Mahomes is not a bust, he's probably not a bust. I think we can already say he's not a bust.
Yeah.
So
you know why? Because we wouldn't make that episode. We only make episodes where we look smart. All I'm saying, James, is I'm going to come to wherever you live and try to take your job. If you're going to come here and try to take my, I'd say job, but let's be honest, this is just for fun. We just do this for fun. There's no currency involved.
All right. Well, Patrick here. Trubisky has bust all over him. Okay. That's a good start to it. Trubisky has been, I would say, a bust. From Ohio man, it pains me, but has not been great, right?
I forgot you still have love for Ohio.
Mahomes is too short. Unlikely he matches Breeze. Actually, I don't know the height of Mahomes, but I feel like he's taller than Breeze. I always thought I never really heard that as much, but I don't know. I shouldn't say this because that's putting myself out there to
don't put yourself out
there. To look like an idiot. But unlikely he matches Breeze. Watson, Dobbs need to move up. Peterman equals no way. Okay, so the Peterman take, that's fair. Nathan Peterman. Dobbs, obviously a bust. Watson, I don't really know he's been good when he's on the field, right? He's good. But yeah, what do we think about this? Mahomes, are you getting the height here? Because
nope.
I feel like
yes, I am.
6'3". I just looked it up. He's
I got 6'2". He's got, according to the official stats, Mahomes has 2 inches on Breeze. Breeze is 6 foot. Mahomes is 6'2".
When is 6'3"? I know quarterback's different. When is that? Or 6'2"? Let's say 6'2". I mean, this is on Pro Football Reference. When is that being too short? I've never heard that. I know
there was that pavilion wisdom in 2017. I can see where 6'2" would have been oh, he's too short, because you had 6'6", 6 foot, 6'4" was kind of the benchmark at that point. But no, obviously, this guy actually did fairly well. Trubisky was a bust. Peterman, no way. Good job. Mahomes, too short, seems to not be an issue for him.
Also, Watson is listed as 6'2" on here. So he likes Watson, who is an inch shorter on profile. I don't know if it's actually true. We'll just say they're the same height. I think that's
I feel like there's other reasons to not like Watson.
Okay, well, at that point, maybe not. But also, all these quarterbacks were busts, basically. So, I mean, I don't want to rain on his parade. I know he did decent, but you could have said all the quarterbacks. If you got one of them right, which he did, he got one of them right. I mean, congrats, but I mean, pretty much everybody was a bust except for those two.
This isn't a praise show, though. We're picking out the things you got wrong.
You were trying to
That
praise him. I'm trying to
what
shoot it
in
down.
what way was I trying to
You
praise
said he
him?
did pretty well because he got all of them right,
Well, I mean,
except for I
yeah,
mean.
I felt bad for him. Same thing as this next guy. I don't feel bad for him though because this is a pretty simple one. QB rankings: number 1 Watson, number 2 Trubisky, number 3 Mahomes. I would say 99.9% of people would probably rather have Mahomes than either Watson or Trubisky. Is that fair to say?
Uh, yeah, I think that's fair. I was thinking you were going to say
There's probably
Trubisky,
one guy.
because I thought you were going to say like his family or something like that, but probably still would take Mahomes, right? Like even if you're a Mitchell Trubisky, but the
I mean,
maybe the
not publicly, but in their heart.
yeah, but Deshaun Watson. I mean, at this point,
There's probably a couple people who are still riding that train that he's going to be great and are overlooking other issues.
yeah, and in fairness, he has been good on the field, but obviously,
Yeah,
Mahomes being number 3 on that list is probably
it's not a good take.
not a great take. All right, John B here. Please no Mahomes. Please no Mahomes. He is just another Texas Tech spread system QB. In fairness, I don't want to say this. Yes, he has a cannon for an arm, but many failures have also a bust a la Goff. Now, I was thinking when I remember I wasn't really that high on Mahomes either. I shouldn't say that, but
Why
like
would you say that? You've ruined the entire premise of the show.
I mean,
We all worried that it was a Texas Tech thing, but you don't say it on the show.
so I don't remember if this was Mike Leach was still there. I shouldn't be saying this type of stuff when I have not looked this up. But yeah, I mean Texas Tech did have a. I mean, you remember Michael Crabtree, how good he was at Texas
Yeah,
Tech.
Mike
So
great.
yeah, I definitely have these thoughts of how amazing the offense was. But even Crabtree didn't live up to the hype of what he was in college, which
Yeah.
was one of the greatest wide receivers of all time in college. So I will say it's not. It's tough. I want to say it's not really that bad of a take because it's a terrible take, but I want to say it was a very popular take.
First of all, I'm going to go back to something you said where you said I shouldn't do this without doing any research. That's the premise of the show. I don't know if you've forgotten that. We're not going to research anything. And second of all, yes, at the time, might have been a fair take. We're not at the time. We're 5 years later. It's a bad take now. That's the point. The point is it's a bad take now.
I just wanted to say that Mike Leach was the coach at Texas Tech from 2000 to 2009.
So no. So he was not. So
was,
see, that's what happens when you do research. You look stupid. You look stupid in public when you do research.
Huh. Hmm.
All right. I probably should let you have this one, but I'm going to take it anyways because that's the order the sheet is in. So I don't really care. Brett, verified. Look at this guy. Fancy boy. Honestly, as long as the Texans come out of round 1 with anyone but Pat Mahomes, I'll consider it a success. Round 2, maybe. He might have taken Patrick Mahomes in round 2.
Yeah, which is hilarious. Okay, I just want to go through. Okay, this is the draft, right? That he would rather have all these people over Patrick. Basically, is what he's saying. Miles Garrett. Okay, he's been good. Mitchell Trubisky, Solomon Thomas, Leonard Fournette, Corey Davis, Jamal Adams, Mike Williams, Christian McCaffrey. Some really good players in there. John Ross. Rather have John Ross. Marshawn Lattimore, good. I'm not really making a great point because the draft is actually really good, but
Yeah.
Patrick Mahomes.
You're really stepping into this episode, and I'm kind of enjoying it.
Garyon Connolly there at 24. I will say T.J. Watt also at the end of the first. This first round was very, very good, but still, Patrick Mahomes. He might take him in the second. You know, somewhere in that. I'm trying to see.
No. Here's what you're missing about this tweet.
Quincy Wilson.
Who was picked in the 7th round? Because he'd rather have that guy than Patrick Mahomes. He said anyone.
With anyone, I'll consider round 2. Yeah, he did say anyone, but
he would have rather the Houston Texans draft you than Patrick Mahomes in the first round.
But I will say the rest I'll consider a success. Round 2, maybe. So it seems like he's kind of on board to maybe take him in the second round, which
as long as they pick you in the first
round, which is honestly, I get that. That does make a lot of sense. I think now that you put that into, I wasn't seeing it that way, but now that makes a lot more sense now. All right, TD. The whole Mahomes thing came completely out of nowhere. He has bust written all over him, And I don't know what to say here, except I will say one, the quarterback class overall, which I said before, was terrible. So if you want to say where it came from, it was because there literally was no one else. I mean, if you look
Yeah.
at the quarterback, there was no one else. Also, did not end up being a bust. I think that's pretty clear to say. But like if you
Yes.
look at the quarterback class, which I mentioned this before, there literally is no one else that's worth anything except for Deshaun Watson and Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah. Yeah. That's not I it's not like Mahomes played at like a D2 school and all of a sudden people are like, "Oh, he's going to be a first rounder." Like he's at Texas Tech, he put up great
Yeah,
numbers. Like
I mean he does
the
play
out
again,
of nowhere thing is
but he
crazy.
does play like Division II schools sometimes, like TCU, right, and stuff like being
Okay.
being in
Number
the Big
13 in the
12.
nation. Number 13 in the nation. Now you're gonna know now they're gonna know when we recorded this. Because they can do the math. They're gonna be like, when did they record this? When was TCU 13 in the nation?
Why they're not even ranked anymore?
Oh, okay, we're gonna be ranked, taking out Oklahoma State.
Yeah. Oh,
Now I put out a
no,
take.
no. What are you
No.
doing? We are getting way too into talking about what hasn't happened yet. This is completely going against the premise of the
I'm gonna
show.
need you to cut that.
You're
He's not
gonna
gonna cut
you're
that.
gonna
There's
need
no way.
to we need a little palate cleanser with the second to last one, right? And what is
There's a
this?
word. There's a word for it. Penultimate. Oh, I love it. Makes me happy every kind of time. Kyle here is a Watson or bust kind of guy, hoping Mahomes has gone way before the Chiefs pick. How do you think Kyle's feeling currently as very clearly a Kansas City Chiefs fan?
I'm a Watson or bust kind of guy. I like this. I like this. Well, they do have a they do have a Super Bowl, so I feel like that worked
You
out
think
well.
he's maybe warmed up to Patrick Mahomes?
Yeah.
I just
Yeah.
I love when we get a fan of a team. It's like one of my it's probably my second favorite thing, which we didn't get any this round, which stinks. GM hate is my favorite thing. But my second favorite thing is when we get a fan of the team that says, "I definitely don't want this guy," and then that guy wins them a Super Bowl. I love it.
My favorite thing is when they're from like Kansas City. I'm from Kansas City, or in this case,
Yeah,
I'm from. I went to Texas Tech. I saw him live. I know that Patrick Mahomes is no good.
yeah.
I
That
said,
see, we all have our favorites. That's good. It's probably in the top 5 for me, but I love the I definitely don't want this guy on my team, and then that guy wins him a Super Bowl.
yeah.
I
Do you
love
think
it.
he's still a Chiefs fan? Because I'm gonna say he's probably still a Chiefs fan.
Yeah, I say once again, we've said this before. Twitter does update the pictures. It's not like I saved these tweets from 5 years ago. I just found these. He's got Kansas City Chiefs all over his profile picture. He's warmed up to Mahomes.
All right, last one here from Fantasy Buddha. So this guy probably knows some stuff.
Solid
Here,
Twitter name.
yeah.
We
Uh,
always shout out Twitter names.
Kaiser has the more likely path to stardom. Deshaun Kaiser. At worst, he should be a solid backup. I don't have no idea where Deshaun Kaiser is. Mahomes requires the perfect coach style fit. Now, in fairness, we've only seen him with Andy Reid, so maybe it just happened that this was the perfect style, perfect fit. And it also, Andy Reid is one of the best coaches, especially offense coaches in all the NFL. So, maybe he's right. Maybe Deshaun Kaiser maybe he just got in a terrible spot. He did go to the Cleveland Browns, and he would be, Hall of Fame, path to Hall of Fame if he landed with the Chiefs or something similar. We
Yeah.
don't know.
I've got a couple things on this one.
Okay.
First of all, I'm going to get back to our no research philosophy. Kaiser is selling insurance right now in Buffalo. I have nothing
really?
to back that up.
Wow.
No, I have no idea. I have no idea. That is a no research quote. That is
I completely
exactly what's
just
happening.
missed the first part of what you were
Yeah.
saying, and I just
Yeah.
when I heard that, I'm like, wait, what?
Yeah, no research whatsoever. Maybe it's not Buffalo, but he's definitely selling insurance. I don't understand the most likely path of stardom and should be a solid backup. Like at worst, he's gonna be a solid backup and stardom don't really seem to go together. Yeah, I guess the Mahomes thing you can't knock. He's been with one coach. Maybe he did land in the right place. My big problem with this one is the likely path to stardom for Kaiser, which would maybe make sense if he didn't get drafted by the Browns. But if you look at the date on this, that was post getting drafted by the Browns.
Patrick Mahomes
Kaiser,
also selling insurance for State
that's
Farm,
true.
but he's
Making
doing
a
it.
lot more money than Kaiser is. Because guess what? Insurance in Buffalo, not a big business. They don't care. They're wild.
Yeah.